Hello, welcome to Manor Regulars Chapter 1 post-game interview. I'm your host Invisible Joan. This video was meant to be released 1 week ago, but unfortunately, due to Invisible Joan's laptop giving in, this video has been delayed till now. In this video, Invisible Joan has interviewed 4 representatives from 4 different teams in Manor Regulars Chapter 1. They are DrZara from the runner-up Team Scouts, Chanim from the semi-finalist Tiny, Jafet from the quarterfinalist Anti-Randoms, who is also one of the biggest helpers in this tournament, and Legs from DrZara V, which is also one of the quarterfinalists. For those of you who are wondering why is the winner Will Bubbles not included in this interview, unfortunately, due to the majority of Will Bubbles being Japanese people, interviewing them will have a lot of difficulty due to language barriers, so unfortunately they are omitted from this interview, which is highly unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, before I get into the interviews, please note that these interviews have been recording while Invisible Joan's laptop is under repair, so Invisible Joan has recorded these audios with his phone, which in a result, the audio is very choppy and the quality is kinda bad. So for the sake of Invisible Joan, please understand and hopefully this will not affect how much you enjoy these interviews. With that being said, let the interview segment begin now. Okay, so now I am with one of the quarterfinalists of this tournament, and he is Legs from DrZara V. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello? Hello, okay.
Hi.
Well, Fimikuro is also in this interview. Someone popped up. Okay, so now that this tournament ended, so first let me ask you, did you guys have fun during this tournament?
Yes, I absolutely had fun with my team in this tournament.
Yes, I did have fun too. Yeah.
All right,
Thumbs up emoji.
Thumbs up emoji, huh? All right, because so one thing I heard from my staff is that during your VC, like when you guys are playing survivors, there were a lot of screaming going around. Can you elaborate on that?
We were just praying that the hunter wouldn't be really good. But honestly, no matter which team played against us, we would get steamrolled because honestly, we just have no idea what we're doing. Plus we also had a player who was a beginner. We just introduced him to the game, and then we went. Hey, went into a tournament, and then he just felt like he was he just felt
Wow.
like he was forced. You know him, right? Like Strawberry. Yeah, Worker B3. Yeah, you see.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because like that one thing I've heard is that you guys are completely a new team and this is your first tournament. And I can see that some of you guys are also new to this game, so it's pretty daring for you guys to join a tournament under these circumstances.
The thing about that is that we mostly join to have fun and just learn some new stuff. Also, I still can't believe that I somehow pulled off that rescue against the Dream Witch as postman. Honestly, I was just moving around randomly and just yeah, Dream Witch just somehow hit that chair instead of me.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, somehow pulling that off. To be fair, having fun is like one of the key things in the tournament anyways. So,
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree.
yeah. So you guys also did you guys learn a lot during this tournament?
Yes, and that's to have a dedicated rescuer.
Wow.
Yeah, dedicated rescuer. And like I'm not sure if you communicate with your hunter, but I was wondering how did your hunter felt during that game when the entomologist just padded into the hospital, because like that confounded me when I was commentating, to be fair.
That
Oh.
must be the face. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea how I didn't see that jump pad. Like I was like extremely wary of like the forward because like when I first ballooned the entomologist, I was always looking around just in case the forward would just stun me. But then I stopped looking around for 1 second, and then boom, there's a jump pad, and then the entomologist goes into a hospital, and I can't chase her anymore.
Yeah, that honestly shocked me a lot. And looking back, the Tiny really has some good tricks up their sleeves.
Yeah, like the insta stun rescue. I could have brought excitement instead of like patroller or something.
To be fair, I do feel like Patroller on the feature is feasible. It just somehow did not work when you just use the Patroller in the game.
Oh, the only reason why that happened is because I didn't really get those double hits with the tentacles. Like you saw me. Like I was waiting for the bite to happen on the patroller and then hit them with a tentacle and then with a normal attack. But the
Yeah,
problem was I was either mistiming or somehow selecting the wrong tentacle.
yeah, I saw that. I saw that at one point you tried to hit a 4, but you accidentally dragged on the wrong tentacle. I saw that.
Yeah. That was kind of embarrassing, but honestly, it was funny. It was funny.
Yeah, honestly, I just from your interview, I can see how much you guys really enjoyed playing in this tournament. To be fair.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons. Like, even though it's a tournament and we're meant to be like, playing at our like, how do you say this? Like, uh, our best. Yeah. We're still really, we still really came here just mostly for the fun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and hopefully I can still see you at the next tournament, and we can see you improve and have more fun at the future. Then,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will absolutely join. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Yes.
yeah,
Slay.
yeah, I definitely can't wait to see you. So, thanks for the interview. Then,
Okay,
Yeah.
then
Yay.
thank you too.
You.
I
thank
appreciate
you.
this.
All right, thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
For our next interviewee, we have one of our quarterfinalists, Chinese Survivor member Chanim. Want to say hi?
Hey everyone, my name is Chanim. I'm a survivor for the Tiny team.
Yeah, about the Tiny team. Before I go into some specific stuff and ask you some specific questions, how did you guys felt of the tournament overall, like your whole experience?
Overall, the tournament was really fun to take part in. We were a guild that grew from very, very small to very large, and now that we had the opportunity to participate in tournaments, especially in this tournament as our first ever tournament, was a pleasure for us. Yeah,
Wow, this is your first tournament. That must feel pretty special going into here.
it has, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So now let's get into the specifics because one thing I noticed is that you guys seem to be one of the top dogs coming in because scouts mentioned that they were pretty wary going against you guys because they mentioned that you and them often play against each other.
Yeah, we have had a few practice matches against scouts, and it has been fairly even. I'd say we did beat them before, and they have beaten us as well. And unfortunately, in the tournament, we did lose to them in the quarterfinals. Yeah.
Yeah. I will agree that it's straight close because I think I mentioned this before, but I actually went to practice with you guys and practice against them, and the score is almost exactly the same in 3 matches. And even I'm dumbfounded how close it is.
Yeah. Well, I'd say that both of us we're both guilds that were like kind of started out around the same time and grew to like a larger scale. So in terms of ability, I'd say we're pretty similar as of now. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, it's pretty nice actually seeing guilds grow from a small guild to ones that do pretty good in tournaments. It must be pretty special seeing that.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like a whole growth process because we didn't, I guess, to begin with, the guild wasn't there for tournaments. So yeah, I do understand what you mean.
Yeah, and another thing is that I noticed that your team seems to know exactly what you're doing, because back then at the Twisted, when you guys were playing against Twisted Star V, which I asked you before, I was completely dumbfounded at the toy merchant when the jump pad just launched into the hospital, and I was like, what on earth? It seems to me that you guys have a lot of tricks up your sleeve, from the toy merchant to the surprising bad eyes.
Yeah, I guess our team is quite full of surprises. For the survivor side, we tend to put a lot of focus on team coordination and not just, of course, individual kiting ability is important. However, we tend to be more wary and considerate of team coordination. So we believe that our team coordination, we have trained really, really hard for those type of plays because we believe that it would help us win games. And yeah, as for our hunters like Yune, we do have a lot of special tricks up our sleeve which have not yet been able, because we don't have the opportunity yet to expose it yet. Yeah.
Wow, you still have a lot of tricks, huh? Then I guess I should be excited for that in future tournaments. And who knows what tricks you guys have up your sleeve? Maybe next tournament I'll see you guys whoop out like a hell ember or something.
Maybe, you never know. You never know. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, about coordination, like I would agree, because you guys coordination did pretty well, and so because that's what gave you guys the edge against the Sarvis. So this is also one thing that I want to ask, is that what did you think went wrong against the game versus Scouts?
Well, against Scouts, I think it was more of just it wasn't exactly our team coordination that went wrong. It was more like individual kiting ability. At the start, everyone was quite off form. There were a lot of careless mistakes made by our team, and the communication that day was a little bit off than usual, I'd say. Which is what mainly led to our defeat towards the end. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely did see a few misplays here and there. So would you agree it's about consistency? Like, I think this is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about consistency and being on our, I guess you can say, like top form. And it wasn't a very good day for us. Yeah.
Well, I believe you're going to correct that mistake, and maybe next time, and hopefully next tournament, we'll see some better consistency from you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I think the tiny team will keep on training and aim for bigger and bigger tournaments going down the line. So yeah,
Alright,
we're looking forward
then,
towards that.
yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys shine at my next tournament, or maybe at other tournaments that I don't host. Hopefully we'll see you guys shine sooner.
You'll definitely see us there.
Alright,
All right.
so make that promise then.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, yeah. With that, yeah, I believe this is the end of the tournament. Thank you so much for your time, Chanim.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Okay, the guys. I'm gonna see you guys soon. Then. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so now we are going to be interviewing Scouts team leader Dr. Zara. Want to say hello for you guys?
Hello, everybody.
This is Dr. Zara, which is from Scouts, the runner-up of Manor Regulars Chapter 1. And she is the leader of the team, but she did not play during the tournament. Is that true?
Yeah, I didn't play during the games.
Yeah. She told me that she's not going to play, but to find her for any administrative purposes. So anyways, you guys, with the tournament ended, you guys was a runner-up. How does it feel?
It feels really good to make it to the finals. At the same time, disappointing that we were not able to win, but we had a really good time battling very strong teams to get where we are now, and we are thankful for the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, that's against strong teams, because I remember. Let's talk about the match against Tiny, because that was like one of the only match in the entire tournament where it wasn't a wipeout, and I remember it got pretty intense during that match.
Yeah, it definitely was. We were actually a little nervous going up against Tiny because we actually had a scrim with them in the past, and we lost during that scrim. So it gave us the determination to hopefully win during our match against them in the Jong tournament. So it was really it was really a nice feeling when we were able to win, because the last time we went against them in a scrim, we lost.
Oh, yeah, you guys are familiar with them, and because like Tiny also mentioned that they are pretty familiar with you guys, so it's going to be pretty intense, and it did a bit scary because like during the third game when they whooped up a Mad Eyes, for a moment it seemed that they might have catch up.
Yeah, it was really, we really didn't expect to see a Mad Eyes on Sacred Heart. I guess that was a trump card that they had hidden up their sleeve. So it really worked well to their advantage, because the survivors got 4K easily against their Mad Eyes.
Yeah, well, to be fair, your team survivors also did pretty well because you guys also held your own against Tiny's Hunter for the first two games, especially that Dream Witch when when the fort stun rescue and then the assist from the tram.
It was really because of the tram that we were able to do that 4 escape. Without the tram's help, maybe it would could even have been a tie situation.
Yeah. At that point, I thought it was a tie, but the stun rescue didn't change anything. So yeah, going into the finals, you guys were playing against Will Bubble. So how does it feel like when you guys know you're up against a Japanese team?
Actually, the Japanese team gave us a lot of inspiration to keep playing or enter the tournament, because you have never faced a Japanese team before. In the past, Japanese teams, I believe, are not allowed to join any C tournaments because of ping issues. So we were really excited to go against them. But when the time when we really went against them in the finals, it really showed us how different their strategies are, or how different their players are compared to what we already know here in C. So it was really interesting to go up against a Japanese team.
Yeah, I can tell that the Japanese team has totally different play styles. They like completely shot us with the double harassers and like yeah, because in the end you guys kind of got 3-0'd. So but I believe this will probably give you more determination and let you guys know what went wrong, like what are the problems you guys need to fix.
Yeah, definitely. It gave us a new insight on how to play the game, gave us a different perspective on what strategies to run. And it was really a learning experience going against the Japanese team and learning from how they usually play and how different it is from ours.
Yeah, and honestly, you guys didn't do too bad because actually, as I mentioned to you, because I believe there were a few missed opportunities that you guys could have tied against them, but yeah, in the end, I believe that you guys will definitely take this experience to learn and to improve for the future.
Yeah, definitely. We're already thinking about using some of the strategies that they have displayed in their match against us. Hopefully, it can help us become stronger during the next tournaments that we would participate in the future.
Ah, so you're taking a page out of their book, huh? Now this is exciting. I wonder what team will I see from Scouts in the future.
Every match is a learning experience, so it's always a good thing to learn from other teams and how they are playing their games differently.
Ah, well. Oh, by the way, from what I know, that you guys are planning to be joining the SK IBC, right?
We do have plans to join IVC, and some of our players are training for it. So we hope that we will be able to make it far this time.
Okay then. Then I'm gonna wish you luck in the IBC, and hopefully I can see a completely new team, and you using and all this learning from you guys paid off.
Yeah, thank you for the well wishes, Jong. We really are going to train hard, and we hope to give you a good showing.
Ah, well, okay then. Good luck in IBC, and with that, this is the end of the interview for today. Thank you so much for your time, DrZara, and hopefully we'll see you, Shan, and maybe the next tournament. Right then, see ya, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. To wrap the interview up, I am now with Anti-Random's leader, which is also one of the main helpers of this tournament Manor Regulars Chapter 1, is server's errand boy Jafet. Hey there, Jafet.
Hey guys, it's Jafet here. You may also know me as Anti-Random S'mores. I am the hunter for Anti-Randoms. You may see me play Breaking Wheel and Axebot.
Yeah, Breaking Wheel and Exploit. I definitely remembered you because you guys played against Scouts the first game, and unfortunately you guys lost, but it was still pretty good seeing you in action.
Yep, and it was definitely enjoyable for us as well. We had a lot of fun, and we were able to learn a lot more about Scouts because I am someone who's been kind of, a big fan of some of the Scouts members. I look up to them sometimes because I'm also Filipino. So yeah, there's that.
Oh, wow, you look up against it. It must be exciting when you guys are playing against them fair ground.
Yep, definitely, it was very exciting, honestly.
Okay, so you told me to ask you this, then I'm gonna ask. So, how exactly did you guys prepare against Scouts? If you wanted to answer this so bad.
Yeah, I really wanted to answer this so bad. It's one of the. I'm not gonna say it's one thing I'm proud of, but I will say it's one thing that we kind of prepared for. So actually, before there was even the lots, so before the teams were actually drawn, we were already doing a bunch of background research on scouts themselves. So we found out that they were playing this tournament. I believe this was Pharaoh's tournament. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it was a very community based tournament. We saw scouts play there, so we learned a lot of things. First off, one of the
Yep.
main things we actually learned is that Corona started playing Breaking Wheel, which we did not know. So we were lucky that we were able to catch that. Then after the lots happened, since we were very familiar of spots already through that tournament, we also went ahead and backlogged on some of the old tournaments that they joined, one of the more famous ones, which is IVC. So they were playing, I believe some of the members were playing in a team called CTS. So this was three teams combined, three Filipino teams, which is Code Black, Terror Shock, and Scouts. So Scouts was one of those teams, of course, and we were able to dig up some info of some of the Scouts members. And then there was more. So this one was the one that we laughed about. So I was talking with to one of the commentators who was also part of Scouts actually. So
Yeah. Nikki, yeah.
yeah, Nikki, and I literally were joking about this because I asked one of the other commentators who was also part of our team, technically, which was Lembo, to go ahead and add everyone from Scouts. And some people accepted, and before they removed them as friends, we were able to write all of the character points. So it was just intense scribbling down. And it's so funny when we were like explaining it to them. It's like we know your names. And it's like it's kind of unfortunate that it didn't help us to get the win, but then again, it kind of helped us at least do a bunch of that. I guess preparation. You know how to prepare. Kind of maybe prepare too much in some way because that was definitely over preparation. But yeah, that was definitely one of the things that we enjoyed a lot was the preparation, the kind of research that we did.
Wow, I can definitely see how
Yeah,
sneaky and how fun that was. Sneaky Jafet.
sneaky.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. But to be like in regular tournaments, stuff like this is pretty normal. But for this to happen in like just a regular tournament, it's pretty funny to be fair.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of people don't expect this much research to be dug upon them, but we're very serious when it comes to that because it's like our advantage in some way. Even if they're higher tier than us, we know more of them than they know more of us. So that's
Yeah,
why. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Well, unfortunately, but yeah, unfortunately that did not pay off though because like I can see that the match against the Breaking Wheel and the match, an Arms Factory match, you guys both got outclassed, but still, despite the rank difference, I can definitely see you guys try your best, especially at the last game.
Yeah. I'm so proud of my teammates and my members we just really pulled everything off, especially the survivors, especially considering like the condition, like the very lower tier compared to the Hunter of Scots Corone, who was literally evil dragon, and there were like I believe during this time there were mostly griffins. I think one of them was unique. Correct me if I'm wrong though. And so we almost managed to get the tie. Actually, on that last game, we just risked it all
Yeah,
because we needed a win. And
yeah,
so with that, I'm very proud of my members for even getting that close to winning against a hunter that's 2 tiers above them.
yeah. That was so close, but you guys just you guys need a free escape. So that was a bit unfortunate. But because I feel like I can tell that Scouts definitely also know how to counter you because like after that year one game, I predicted that Scouts would choose Arms Factory to just screw with your breaking wheel, and that's exactly what happened. So I think you probably have to. I think you'll probably work on improving your Arms Factory, right?
Yeah, and actually, didn't. I mean, I slightly expected the arms factory, but I was also trying to hint at the fact that I'm a quote unquote Dream Witch main, which I'm not. During that time, actually, my profile picture was Dream Witch. My about me said I was a Dream Witch main. Find my ID. So there's this ID, right? There's this send ID in the server. I sent it, and it had so much, and the literal caption is Meme Witch. So it's like straight up, I was hinting them, please use a map that is not that good for the meme witch, because for example, let's say Moonlit, that map is actually really not the best for meme witch or dream witch in my opinion, because it's a big map, and that's actually why we chose it in BO1, because we expected Corone to play maybe dream witch or a sculptor. We expected the
Oh,
breaking wheel, but we kind of like we thought of it as like we can play against breaking wheel, because after all, I've been practicing a bunch of breaking wheel against my survivors, so there's that.
yeah, I can tell that. So yeah, yeah. Even though you guys lost, but you guys definitely gave it your all. So yeah, now that my questions about our of anti-random is going to end. So let's just talk about this tournament, because you were one of my biggest helpers for this tournament. So how do you feel that how do you feel is the tournament a success, seeing the entire thing go down?
I mean, it was to me, it was like a big success. I would call it that it's a success. Because I mean, it was my first time helping in a tournament. It's my first time being kind of behind the scenes at that tournament. I did some of the layouts. I did some of the like ideas that we could do. That's why we were able to pull off those band picks, those scoreboards, and these ideas. Like the thing that is like I do believe that I contributed, and I also believe that because of everyone's contribution, whether that be mine or not, the tournament was a big success because everyone I feel like enjoyed it, and I think everyone had a good time.
Yeah, yes. For those of you guys who don't know, the scoreboards and the band pick screens, which is something completely new, was Jafet's doing. Like I planned to do it, but I have no idea how to do it because my art sucks, and Jafet just made the entire thing for me, and I was like, whoa, thanks. And then we just spent like one weekend figuring out how to make the band pick screens actually work, and that's how the band pick screens that you guys saw came out, because Jafet made it for me, and we just sort of sat down and figured out with OBS.
Yeah, and we were like, sometimes it was like midnight, sometimes it was getting really late, and we were just
Yeah.
trying to figure out, and like, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. And it's like, it's really helpful. And I also actually want to thank one of my members who helped on some of the recruiting bigs. So I actually asked him some help on recruiting some teams for this tournament. So it couldn't be
Yeah,
possible without that.
yeah. Makes help me recruit some teams, because I know like literally almost little to no teams, and Makes just came up with a lot of teams, and I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, thanks.
Yeah, it's just I didn't expect him to like really pull off that much teams, but from what I know, he's like in a lot of servers. So
Yeah.
that's the funny thing about it.
Yeah, that was pretty good, and overall, because like I feel like this tournament is a success because we actually had quite some staff, and actually we have a lot of commentators. Like no longer am I the only person who commentates which tower out my throat. We have Nikki, we have Lambo, and we also have NX helping, and it really
Yes.
helps a lot.
Yes, I must say, kind of unfortunate. I wasn't able to commentate with some of the My bad, someone's sneezing on the background again. But I'm glad that it's kind of unfortunate I was able to and able to commentate with Limba and NX, but also like just commentating with you and Nikki, especially Nikki. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
Nikki.
Nikki hype. Nikki
She
hype.
has a lot of energy. She has a lot
Yes.
of energy, man.
I agree on that. And just like having that lot of energy does remind me of back then. I one of the games that I commentated was in this Piggy Katsudon tournament, and I commented with what do you call this? What's his name? Deimos, right? Deimos. And he had a lot of energy as well. So like, it does remind me of those days, and it's just really fun.
Well, yeah. Honestly, I also enjoyed commenting with Nikki because she gets so hyped and stuff.
Yes, it's definitely like very hyped for the what do you call this, for the people who are watching the tournament. It's just super, just a lot of energy you can feel around the room.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe at this interview, I feel like it's also a good opportunity for us to talk about what went wrong, like what we realized, like what went wrong during the tournament, and how we will try to fix it in the future. So I feel like we definitely have to talk is the internet, because we had some complaints because there were two matches where the internet played a factor, which is unfortunate. So over here I can definitely say that I'll look into it in the future, and like there will be no promises on whether or not will I ban Japanese or Philippine teams. But I can promise that I'm looking into it and see will we exclude some teams or stuff to like not let the same thing happen again.
Yeah, and actually, we've been doing some testing with some of the ping issues and trying to kind of figure out the soft servers. So, for context, soft servers is kind of the servers that you don't really see in the game, but it's there, and it allows it so that it connects you with people who would lag you less frequently. So, in custom matches, since you are the ones choosing who you play with and who you play against, sometimes that soft server can be a bit further from you, which may cause a bit of lag. So we're trying to figure that out right now, and hopefully by the next tournament, we're able to figure out some set rules that we can add, or maybe just figure out the soft server in general.
Yeah, because like I do feel bad for the teams that got affected. Another
Yeah.
thing is that we're definitely going to change is that during this tournament, there were a lot of emergency issues, like some teams have some family emergencies that cause them to not have enough people, so that they have to recruit people in like a very rush. So to deal with this problem, my plan for the future is that for next tournament, which is going to be a double elimination tournament, by the way, I'm going to allow a larger roster. So I'm going to be allowing the team to submit a roster of 10. So and I'm not going to allow them to like recruit in the middle of nowhere, because the thing is that I'm going to allow them to submit 10 people, and if you cannot group 5 people out of 10, then it will be your problem.
Yep, and of course, let's hope that this time around we don't see a lot of emergencies, especially now
Yeah,
we have a bigger roster. So yeah, in
yeah,
the next tournament, let's look forward to that.
yep, yeah. We definitely have to look forward to that, and I think like this is not a this, and I'm going to mention this, like this problem here is did not cause any problems. But I feel like we do have to include it to be fair. Is that before any type of bans or any type of map picks, each team must announce who is playing from the hunter and the survivor side.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we did not do this, but I feel like this has to be done to be fair.
Yes, and we forgot to mention it. And hopefully next tournament we're gonna be doing this, of course, since it is kind of a set rule, so then people can't like interchange your hunters after the bans, especially let's say they're just a bunch of one trick ponies, as we call it in hunter terms, or someone who just mains one hunter. Of course we want to ban that hunter if they're the ones playing.
Yeah, yeah. So finally, one thing is that for next tournament, like because in this tournament the prizes were from skins, and someone mentioned that they're hoping for some cash prizes. So I'm going to be figuring out my PayPal. So hopefully the next tournament will be a cash prize, and there'll be a larger incentive.
Yeah, since since maybe not everyone wants to use it on a bunch of IDE skins. Personally,
Yeah.
personally, we
Yeah.
were joking about me saying like since I didn't have enough clues during the time, but I was saying if we won and Clerk releases, we were gonna ask Jong to give me Clerk instead of a skin because I personally don't use a lot of skins. I'm not a skinner
Ah,
as I would call it because I'm very oriented on my skill. I focus on my
yeah.
skill rather than the skins, and
Yeah.
personally they make me lag. So there's that.
Yeah, same as me. I don't really use a lot of shiny skins. So yeah, I'm gonna take this opportunity to like give a sneak peek for next tournament. Because I mentioned just now the next tournament that I plan to do will still have 8 teams, but it will be a double elimination tournament. And the tentative starting time will be around mid to late July, depending on that time. So yeah, keep up for the announcement for more news. And yeah, I believe that is it. So anything else you want to say, Jafet?
Um, Once again, I just wanted to thank first my what do you call this, my team in anti randoms. It's great leading them. To be honest, I want to take them one by one. We had in the survivor side, which are actually they're all survivors to be fair. We have Hallie, the postman, Fury, the enchantress, forward the forward, not forward the forward, rather Mix the forward, Alin the priestess, and Sajira the mercenary, and also kind of the explorer. So I want to thank all of them. I also want to thank everyone in the AR guild who supported. So if you guys don't know, we have a guild. Let me just mention that you can join. Let me just
Yeah,
mention
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Let me sponsor just a bit. I also want to thank all of the teams that joined. The SV, Scouts, Tiny, Whale Bubble, Saishu. We also had Armada X, and correct me if I'm wrong, Samat Prakan Eternals. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I want to thank
Yep.
them also, all of them, for joining because the tournament would have been a great experience without all of them. And once again, thank you for having me here, Jong. Thank you for everyone who's kind of supported all this way. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, I know. And also I thank everyone, but also have to thank like first my admins with Mikiro and Ameria, and my commentators NX, Nikki, and Lambo, and especially Jafet over here, because Jafet helped me a lot, and this tournament definitely would not have worked without him. So yeah, thanks for the help,
Yeah.
Jafet.
Yeah, and thank you so much again for just bringing me here. Definitely a very fun experience, I must say, even though it was a bit stressful at times, especially with a lot of the emergencies.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
it was the
Yeah.
first time, and we learned a lot. So that's the important part.
Yeah, we learned a lot, and definitely hopefully bring a better tournament. So yeah, thanks for coming in here, Jafet, and I'm gonna see you guys soon. See ya, guys.
See
Bye.
you guys.